Leaders of the NATO defence alliance have declared Russia to be a direct threat to their security and said that Ukraine can count on NATO support for as long as it takes. Today's words at the Leaders' Summit in Madrid mark a significant beefing up of NATO's approach. Quick reminder about the importance of NATO here. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, it's a military alliance between 30 member states, coloured in red here, plus, of course, North America. Founded in 1949, the members all agree to defend each other against any attacks by third parties. I said 30, well, NATO is now on track to comprise 32 countries because, significantly, Finland and Sweden, two previously neutral countries, have been cleared for membership, and Russia is very unhappy about that. The United States has announced that more troops and planes and ships will be based in Europe to strengthen the NATO alliance. President Biden said this was because President Putin had shattered the peace with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Our political editor, Chris Mason, reports now from Madrid.
Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
One after another they arrived,
Of the Netherlands.
the leaders of the world's largest military defence alliance, marking the moment it is getting bigger. NATO sees Russia as a significant and direct threat to its security.
The United States of America.
And its most powerful member is acting accordingly.
NATO is strong, united, and the steps we're taking during this summit are going to further augment our collective strength. To that end, today I'm announcing the United States will enhance our force posture in Europe.
America's sending more warplanes to the UK and boosting its military presence across Europe. British troops are already deployed in Estonia. The Prime Minister likes to repeat the UK has Europe's biggest defence budget and there's been a big increase in funding. But critics point out the army is shrinking. And remember, Ukraine is not in NATO, and so support for it is more indirect. And in the view of this Ukrainian MP here, nowhere near enough.
We need 10 times more help to win this war and to end this war in favor of the whole world as soon as possible. And we need it urgently, because for us every day means lives. Unfortunately, sometimes hundreds of lives.
Expect more support for Ukraine to be announced before this summit concludes.
It's great news for NATO.
Ukraine's invasion has provoked terror among Russia's neighbours. The leaders of Finland and Sweden have decided to ditch their neutrality, and NATO is welcoming them in.
A very important day in the sense that we're seeing expansion of the alliance, which is exactly the opposite of what Putin wanted. He wanted less NATO. He's getting more.
There is an energy here born of necessity, a collection of countries confronted by an aggressive Russia, awoken from an era of shrivelling defence budgets. There is a real sense here of a dangerous future and a clamour for the money to match. And it's all because of President Putin meeting his own allies in Turkmenistan today. He's transformed how the West sees itself and its security. Tonight, the leaders gathered for dinner at a museum here in the Spanish capital, the soundtrack provided by a Ukrainian orchestra. The war has changed the picture of how the West sees itself and its security. Chris Mason, BBC News, at the NATO summit in Madrid.